Cook along with me as I cook this beautiful and delicious chicken vegetable Alfredo soup along with a couple overnight oats. All right, guys, here we go. Hi everyone, Marlene here with Snow Gardener 307. And today we are making chicken vegetable Alfredo soup. It is a super easy recipe, especially if you cook the chicken ahead of time. Typically I have the chicken already cooked, but if you watch my video, you know I wasn't having the best day yesterday, and even this morning. Just so you guys know, it is almost 5 p.m. right now. So I'm gonna go ahead and teach you guys how to make chicken vegetable Alfredo soup. I'm gonna go ahead and get our chicken started. I'm just gonna grab one of my pans out of here. And I should have already had this done, but I didn't, so no big deal. I'm gonna grab a pan to cook the chicken in. I'm also going to grab a pan for the soup to go in. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn this chicken on. As you guys know, if you watched my grocery haul yesterday, I picked up this diced chicken. So that does make it way easier. You can go ahead and boil your chicken if you want. I like to do that a lot. And you know, then it's super easy. But since I haven't done it already, I am going to go ahead and do some extra garlic. I don't know about you guys, but I absolutely love garlic. So I'm gonna do a couple cloves of garlic. One thing you guys will learn if you watch me cook is that a lot of times I'll go off of a recipe, but I do change it up quite a bit. And so let's get a couple garlic cloves pressed. I am using my Pampered Chef garlic press. Love this one because I don't have to peel it. So I'm just gonna we're gonna do three cloves. We're gonna have a couple in with the veggies as well, but we're just gonna do these 3 cloves in with the chicken while we're cooking it. So good thing is you just put that whole clove of garlic in, look at it, crush through, and just makes life so easy. And this is the best thing when it comes out. The whole thing comes out. I've got to get my garbage bowl here. Any sort of bowl will work. There we go. I hope you guys are having an amazing day. I actually just got back from, I was supposed to teach a class for work, but some circumstances that couldn't be helped happened. So I went in for an hour and a half on my day off and still wasn't able to do what I was supposed to. But it's okay. And then I went and washed my car because it is quite nice outside right now. And by quite nice, I mean like 32 degrees. But around here, you've got to take those days to make sure you're taking care of your vehicle. Okay, so we've got garlic. And you're going to hear the dogs in the background, just so you guys know. They're super excited to be out. You might hear the puppies are making some racket as well, because that is what they do. They're getting so big, you guys. Of course, by big, you know, I mean in Yorkie standard. All right, so I've got my garlic here. I've got a little bit of olive oil that I have already started heating up. So I'm just going to put my garlic in there. If I wasn't using my phone, I would have 2 camera views, of course, so you guys could see the pan. But I figured I'd keep you over here on the counter because I'm going to be cutting everything while the chicken is cooking. So this recipe calls for carrots, broccoli, onion, red bell pepper. Now, of course, you know, if you've got a different color red bell pepper or you want to add some other vegetables into this, that is absolutely fine. For my chicken, I am cooking almost 2 pounds of chicken. We do not need all of it in the soup, so I'm going to leave a little bit of it out and just put it aside, and then it will give me chicken for a chicken salad. I hope you guys can hear me over the stove there. That chicken and that garlic smells amazing already. But it definitely seems kind of loud. So we're just going to get this chicken cooked up. And now I'm going to bring in my cutting board. So I told you the vegetables it called for. It calls for chicken broth. It calls for a can of chicken broth, but I hardly ever buy the cans anymore. I usually have these. And of course, if I only need half of it, then I put the rest in the fridge. It calls for a jar of Alfredo sauce. I've done it with lots of different. I've done brand name, no name, whatever. When I bought this, I had a really hard time even finding ragu. Then I've got some basil. This is the first time I'm going to try this stir-in basil paste. I hope it works. As those of you guys that watched my video yesterday for my food haul know, it was quite expensive, the fresh basil was, and it did not look very good. So I'm going to go ahead and cut up my bell pepper first. And I've got a red bell pepper. And of course, you know that it's a red bell pepper because it looks pretty. So if they're too expensive, or you've got a green bell pepper and you want to use that, of course that will work just fine. And I don't know about you guys, but I really don't ever measure vegetables when I'm putting them into stuff. This recipe calls for a half of a cup. And for me, I like a lot of veggies in there. So I just kind of eyeball it. Let me get this out of here. Okay, so we're going to do red bell pepper. I'm also, of course, going to be going over and stirring our chicken. I'm also going to put a little bit of salt and pepper on our chicken too. I like my stuff seasoned very well. And I'm going to cook some crescent rolls to go with this as well. My son won't be home from work for at least another, I would say, 45 minutes. So I don't want to cook those yet. Those are mainly going to be for him. For me, for my Weight Watchers today, I haven't eaten since I've been up, and I got up about 1 o'clock. I did eat, as you guys saw yesterday, not amazing. And I actually had a bowl of cereal this morning before I went to bed. So if you watched my video, you saw I had 1 bowl of cereal yesterday. But I technically had another bowl this morning. And that was probably at about, I don't know, 2 o'clock. So I did have a bowl of cereal. So my points for today are already starting out kind of high, because we know that chocolatey cereal, chocolatey sweet cereal, is not good for us. So there's some red bell pepper. I'm not going to do a whole bell pepper, but I want a little bit more than a half. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut another piece off of this and get rid of that. So I hope you guys are having a good February so far. I didn't even get a chance to see, I forgot it was Groundhog Day until just now when I realized what today was. So I didn't get to see if the groundhog saw his shadow or not. Of course, in Wyoming, where I live, it doesn't matter. And I know it's just a fun tradition. But here, for those of you guys who don't know, I live in a small town, and we are above 7,200 feet. So when I plant my flowers, I don't plant until after, what is it, Memorial Day? So I can't plant anything until after Memorial Day. And even then, some people say that I am planting too soon. I often have to cover things up and put them in my garage. Now, I do have a small greenhouse. And by small, I mean like one I bought at Sam's Club last year. So just a metal frame, like plastic on the outside that we pulled down. But I did some vegetables last year. I don't know about you guys, but boy, vegetables are a lot of work. And especially here. And, for me, I don't have a great setup to where I don't have to, water them on a daily basis. And so if we go out of town, it makes it really hard. And we are planning a vacation this year for my daughter. She's graduating. And so we are going to be gone for at least a week, if not longer, out of the country. And so I don't know if I'm going to bother with vegetables this year. I think it might be too much for me. So I might use my greenhouse to start some of my flowers ahead of time. I love flowers, which you guys are going to see. Once I'm actually able to garden, that will be part of my YouTube channel as well. However, I'm not big on trying to grow from seed. We've tried a few times, and maybe since our back living room is set up now, our addition back there, it's more set up, maybe we'll be able to do that. But again, it's a lot of work. A gardening period is a lot of work, and I actually enjoy, weeding and mowing and seeing my flowers just grow. All right. So chicken, I'm just going to stir our chicken over here. I turned it down, but I think I turned it down too much. So let's get it cooking a little bit faster. And honestly, this is probably enough broccoli for our soup. So I washed this one up, but I'm just going to go ahead and chop it into the little florets, and then I can eat some with some ranch that I have made out of Greek yogurt and of course Hidden Valley ranch mix, because I believe that is the only kind of ranch to have. All right, so we've got our broccoli, we've got our peppers, so we've got some red and green so far. Then we're going to need some onion and some carrot, and I forgot to grab out my scrapers that I usually use. Let me grab those. I need to get my Pampered Chef website set up like I told you guys I was going to. Maybe I will get that done before I put this video up. As I told you guys in other videos, I'm not here to sell you Pampered Chef, but if you happen to see a tool that you think would make your life easier, you know, and you want to purchase it from me, great. It is a passive source of income for me. And of course, I am always looking for additional ways to make income so that I can pay those bills off. So let me get rid of some of this broccoli off of here. Just scooch it off to the side. I'm not too worried because of course they're all going in together. Next, we're going to go ahead and do some carrots. I got a brand new bag of carrots from the store when I went. And I don't think it was this time. I think it was last time. So we've got plenty of carrots. That's a big carrot. Then we're going to go ahead and get our vegetable peeler. And again, this is a Pampered Chef one. This is not even the current Pampered Chef one. I have another one that is newer, but that tells you how good this peeler works, because this peeler is probably, I think this peeler is as old as my daughter, and my daughter just turned 18. So this peeler is 18 years old and still works like a charm. I do love having nice tools in the kitchen to get everything done with. So we're going to go ahead and get our carrots chopped up, and then we'll get some onion chopped up, and we'll see. Maybe I won't cry this time. I don't know. Onions make me cry quite a bit. Not doing very good at getting my peels into the bowl. I have a feeling I probably could have just done that big carrot, but we'll see. If nothing else, I guess I can chop that up and have it with the broccoli and take it for lunch for work tomorrow or something. I am off tonight, which is why I'm able to do a cook with me video. I want to use my food chopper for my carrots and my onion just because it will be a little bit easier. For those of you guys that have never seen the Pampered Chef food chopper, it is just something that looks like this. I love it because it makes my life easier, and anything that makes my life easier is a good thing. So we're just going to cut this carrot into smaller sections, and I want these chunks of carrot that I'm going to chop up to be pretty small because carrots take quite a while to cook. That's plenty of carrot, you guys. That's all I'm going to do is that one carrot. Beautiful. Then we're going to go ahead and do our onion. I'm only going to do a half of an onion. Oh, I get so used to chopping by hand, I started chopping that by hand and I don't have to. Let's use the food chopper. Perfect. Now, we've got quite a bit of onion and carrot on here, so I'll use my finger to go ahead and swipe that. Just so you guys know, this food chopper does come apart like this and it splays open. I recommend that you rinse it before you put it in your dishwasher, and it is dishwasher safe top rack. Okay, so these are our veggies. Delish. I love a good veggie soup. I was just watching Crystal on What Was Mommy Thinking, and her husband was making this soup. Her husband and her son, they were making a vegetable soup, and it just made me so hungry for a good vegetable soup. Now, of course, this one is not just a vegetable soup, just so you guys know, but that's okay. So I'm going to go ahead and use a 4-quart stock pot. This one does not need the big old 8-quart. If you double it, I definitely recommend you do that. So I'm going to go ahead and put all of my vegetables into my stock pot. And I'm going to go ahead and put my chicken broth in there. And I need to add some garlic in there as well. Okay, there's that. Look at that beautiful mixture, right? Beautiful vegetables there. So we're going to go ahead and put our chicken broth. A can of chicken broth is typically 14 to 15 ounces, I believe. So almost 2 cups. So that is 1 cup there. And 1 cup is 8 ounces. So I'm going to go ahead and add not quite 2 cups of chicken broth. Like that. So we've got our chicken broth there. We're going to have this start cooking. And like I said, I need to do some garlic really quick. And the recipe calls for 1 clove. I don't think 1 clove is good enough for anything. So I'm going to go ahead and do 2 cloves of garlic. I'm going to press them right into the soup pot. And I'm sorry for the shadow, guys. I know that the shadow is probably bad. I need to figure out a different lighting system in my kitchen for filming. I've got my ring light, but it doesn't seem to make much of a difference. If any of you YouTubers have a suggestion, please let me know. It's because, of course, my lights are behind me, and the way that my counter is, it wraps around my kitchen. You know, so there's not really room for me to stand on the other side. Okay, garlic. That's in there. So we've got this. I'm going to take you off of the tripod and take you with me. So we've got our pot of veggies. We're going to go ahead and turn this on. I'm going to put this on my back burner and we're going to get it started to cook. Perfect. And then we've got our chicken, which obviously is just about done. And I did not put anything besides some garlic, some salt, and some pepper in here. But if you wanted to put some Italian seasoning or something like that in here, I'm sure it would be amazing. Some basil in here as well, but we're going to put that fresh basil in the soup. So I'm going to turn this down on low because it is pretty much done. We're going to get this cooking, and I'm going to put you in this tripod here so that you can see what's going on. And let's go ahead and get you zoomed in so you can watch what we do with the soup. All right, hopefully that's an okay view. There we go. That's a better view. So we're going to bring this to a boil. And once we bring it to a boil, we're going to reduce the heat and let it simmer for 5 minutes. I'm getting my lid out of the cupboard so we'll be able to cover it up. And I'm going to go ahead and fast forward you through this part. I feel like this needs some more broccoli. As I'm looking at it, I like more broccoli. So before that gets to a boil, I want to add a little bit more. I'm actually going to add that whole other crown. For your vegetable levels, your soup, your original recipe does have about twice as much broccoli as the other veggies. I can tell you guys too that zucchini is super delicious in this recipe. So if you like zucchini, throw some of that in there. I think you'll be super happy. So, for those of you guys that are on Weight Watchers, nothing in this pan so far has any points, right? So, all we've got is chicken broth and vegetables, which is all 0 points. Then we do have the chicken, which I did cook in probably a tablespoon of oil. So, we do have the points for the oil. And then we have got the ragu. Let's see how much the ragu is for points. Oh, I can't see how much it is because you guys are on the phone, so I can't. So this says there's 7 servings per container and there's 90 calories per serving. So we will have to see how much this ends up being. Then we're going to add some cheese to it as well. But the cheese actually just gets added onto the top after you have cooked it. And it calls for Parmesan. And this is what I've got. I've got this Italian style cheese blend. So we're going to use that. Okay, everyone, so this has come to a boil. Now, we're going to go ahead and cover it and turn it down. And we're going to cook that for about 5 minutes. So, our veggies are tender. I'm going to go ahead and take some of our chicken and put it into here. And then we're going to put our Alfredo sauce in here. And we might need some more chicken broth. That's kind of the reason why I like doing things besides cans, because then if I want to add more, I can. Look at how beautiful that looks. Doesn't that look delicious? And of course, truly, if you just wanted a vegetable-based soup, you could end right there, but who doesn't want Alfredo sauce? So I'm just going to pour that whole thing in there. Obviously, there is more in the jar, so I'm going to go ahead and set it upside down for a second while I stir this Alfredo into our soup. Oh yeah, that's looking delicious. And that consistency is actually looking pretty good. You don't want it super, super thick, but obviously you don't want it really thin either. So let's get all this yummy Alfredo out of here that we can. Now, typically, I'm not a huge Alfredo, like jarred sauce person. I definitely prefer a homemade Alfredo sauce, but for this right here, makes it so easy. And this is a quick meal that, like I said, if my chicken had been done, and if you work out of the home, you could even have everything prepped, have your veggies prepped the night before and cut up. And, you know, it takes, what, maybe 5 minutes for it to come to a boil. Then you boil it for 5 minutes, and you have got an amazing soup. So let's see, for this, it says, in cooking, so I'm reading the basil is what I'm reading. So it says, in cooking, use 1 tablespoon of paste to replace 1 tablespoon of fresh basil. So let's open this tube up. Like I said, this is the first time I've ever used this, so keeping my fingers crossed that I love it. And this recipe calls for 1 tablespoon. And wow, boy, does that, it comes shooting out, just so you guys know. I have basil all over my finger. All right, so we're gonna do 1 tablespoon of basil. So you can see how easy that comes out. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and stir that into our soup. I'm keeping my fingers crossed that this is yummy, because if this is not yummy, then that 1 tablespoon that I just used cost $5. So I'm sure it's good, right? It has to be. So let's get that stirred in. Oh, it smells so good, you guys, and it's so easy. I will figure out the Weight Watcher points for you guys and let you know. And of course, as you know, it depends on how big your serving size is. And that is the key there. So I'm going to put the basil back in the fridge. I'm so hopeful that this is going to be yummy. All right. We're going to let that just come up to temperature, since we put room temperature sauce in there. And then we will get a bowl ladled up. you can see that has come to a boil. We want to be careful not to boil it too hard because we do have that Alfredo in there. Now I'm going to go ahead and grab a bowl. And so we've got 1 ladleful, 2 ladlefuls with my ladle. So there is the soup. Let's put this on the counter where you guys can actually see it. Then we're going to go ahead and top it with some of this cheese. And this bowl is going to be for me. So I'm actually going to measure out the cheese. Weighing it by weight is the best way. For those of you guys that didn't see my new scale, let me show you. It's very pretty. So we're going to go ahead and add some cheese into it, but we want to weigh it. I don't know if you guys are actually going to be able to see it, but we're going to tear it out. Well, now we're going to tear it out, and we are going to do grams. Pounds, ounces, and there is grams. So that right there is 11, and a serving size is 28, so I just want a half of a serving size. So 13 and 14. So I'm going to put that on. So that is going to be a half of a serving of that cheese. And I'm going to turn my soup off. I'm going to go ahead and sprinkle this over the top. Let me close this cupboard I've got open. Go ahead and sprinkle that on top, because if you look, that's plenty of cheese. And there is my chicken vegetable Alfredo soup. Delicious, super easy to do. I hope you guys give it a try. I will include the recipe down below. All right, guys, I will see you in a little bit for our next recipe. So I just took a bite of this, and that basil is delicious. Just so you guys know, you get a nice basil flavor, which is what you want. You get a nice fresh basil flavor, which is what you want. Absolutely delicious. I hope you guys give it a try. And here are the points that I figured out. All right, everyone, here we are. We're going to try a couple new recipes of overnight oats. I'm so excited. We are going to use cake batter flavor extract. And I thought I had some regular sprinkles, but all I have is the little balls. So we're going to do some of those. We'll get them used up. So I'm probably going to buy some regular sprinkles. So those are for the birthday cake. Then we are going to do some chocolate peanut butter ones. We're going to use some of the PB Fit. I got this from Sam's Club. I like it just as well as I like the PB2. Then we have still got some of our Lily's, I don't know who that is, Lily's semi-sweet baking chips. I've got quite a few semi-sweet chips to use up first, and I've got a package of dark chocolate. These are not cheap, and so I'm going to use what I have first, but my favorite is the milk chocolate, just so you guys know, but I already ate all those, obviously. Then our base recipe calls for jars of some sort, some almond milk, unsweetened. This one is the vanilla. It calls for a brown sugar replacement. I like Swerve. Calls for some chia seeds, some quick oats, and some sugar-free maple syrup. This is what I had already. So let's get going. All right, everyone. So the first recipe that I'm going to go ahead and make, I'm going to do 2 of each of these. These are just for me because my husband is not in town. And just so you know, when I made the other ones that I made last time, I made him his own version where I just used regular sugar and regular syrup and regular milk, and he loved them. You know, he is not on Weight Watchers with me, so I don't want to use my high dollar things if I don't have to. So I'm going to put a half a cup of quick oats. I'm going to go ahead and grab my canning funnel. I think this will make this a little bit easier to actually get this stuff in here. So we're going to do a half a cup of oats in each of these jars. And this is the quick oats, just so you guys know. I'm going to put that aside because we're going to do our peanut butter chocolate ones. And you know what? Maybe, actually, because if I use this to pour the milk in, I'm going to go ahead and do the oats for all 4 really quick, you guys. Work smarter, not harder, right? Isn't that what they say? So So we will do the base. We're going to do the base for all 4 of these together because they are the same. Okay, so there is our oats. Then we need a 1/2 cup of almond milk for each of them. And like I said, I've got the vanilla unsweetened. And the last time I made them, I had just the regular, so it did add an extra point. So I'm interested to see what a difference this will make, if it does at all. And of course, that didn't really touch in there, but better safe than sorry. So a 1/2 cup. I was hoping that almond milk was going to be on sale again when I went this week for groceries. Unfortunately, it wasn't. My husband drank some of my almond milk and put some in his coffee and stuff, and he really liked it. So in the future, I know that he'll like it. And for those of you guys that don't use almond milk, just so you know, it has a really long shelf life. So it's a great idea to stock up on it when you've got a sale. Let me grab a spoon because these are going to eventually need stirred. Okay. I'll put that off to the side. I've got my ring light up today. I hope that helps with the shadows a little bit. Now we're going to go ahead and do some chia seeds. The chia seeds just give it such a good texture. We're going to go ahead and do 1/2 tablespoon of chia seeds into each. And this does add a Weight Watcher point, just so you guys know, but chia seeds are worth the point. They are great for your heart, and you know, they make you healthy. All right, then we're going to go ahead and do 1 tablespoon of the brown sugar. And so like I said, I've got the Swerve. I really like the Swerve. I know the Lanco, is that what you call it? Lancoto, something like that, is really good as well. So we need 1 tablespoon of this. I'm just kind of smushing it up a little bit if you guys hear me there. And I think my regular tablespoons are both dirty. I have 2 sets. And so I'm just going to go ahead and use this 1/2 teaspoon or 1/2 tablespoon. So I am going to put 2 of these in each jar. It calls for 1 tablespoon of the maple syrup. And this is not my recipe, just so you guys know. This is Planning Us Healthy's recipe. And she has got some amazing recipes, so go check out her channel. She also has a website where you can get recipes from, and she's got free PDFs on there, so check it out. And her meal preps are so awesome. So Planning Us Healthy is her channel. So we're adding in our syrup. And I'm sorry if that's annoying, the hitting on the jars. I'm trying not to be annoying, even though depending on who you ask, I am annoying, right? Okay, so to review, we have got 1/2 cup of oats. We've got 1/2 cup of almond milk, 1 tablespoon of brown sugar replacement, 1/2 tablespoon of chia seeds, and 1 tablespoon of maple syrup. Now, this is where we are going to separate and do 2 different versions. I'm going to go ahead and stir this so that I can get it mixed up. And so we're going to do the cake batter in here. I'm super excited for this one. I have never had this cake batter flavoring before. Have you guys had this before? You'll have to let me know. Okay, and her recipe says to do 1 teaspoon of cake batter, and it says 1/2 tablespoon of rainbow sprinkles. Now, I'm not going to do 1/2 tablespoon of the Perils because we know they're a little bit different. So, all right, this is obviously brand new. I got this off of Amazon. And just so you know, I did use Planning Us Healthy. She has an affiliate link on her recipe. So if you need it, go check her stuff out. She's the one that created this. Give her some love. All right, I don't know. Are you supposed to shake extracts or flavorings? I don't know. We're going to shake it. All right, so 1 teaspoon. Oh, wow. I didn't expect it to be a color. It smells like birthday cake. Isn't that weird? You guys know what I want to do, right? You know I want to taste the flavoring without it being in the oatmeal. What do you think? Do you guys think it's like, smells good. Do you think it's like vanilla though? Am I going to be really sad? I got too much on my finger there. I want to taste a little. Oh yeah. Yeah. Okay. It is a flavoring. It is an extract. Don't do what I did. Okay. Let's stir that in there. Wow. That was yellow. I was not expecting that. Have you guys ever used this flavoring before? If so, let me know what you guys use it for. And after I stir these two, I think I might have to taste the spoon. I know that's crazy of me, but yeah, I was not expecting it to be yellow. I don't know what I was expecting. Maybe clear, like most other extracts, even though I guess vanilla is brown, isn't it? All right, let's taste this spoon. I almost feel like 1 teaspoon is way too much. I wonder if I read the recipe wrong. Let me get that spoon back again, or let me get a spoon, because it's very strong and it's kind of bitter. So we don't want that. We don't want something not good. And of course they haven't sat, but maybe it will be better after it sits. I sure hope so. Okay, so we are going to do 1/2 teaspoon of the nonpareils. I think that is plenty. It's probably too many, but that's what we're going to roll with. And we will see. And I will let you guys know. I'm trying to get the stupid little top off of this. Okay, so I'm trying to not get nonpareils all over my counter. We're just going to add those in the top. Now, I know the rainbow sprinkles for a tablespoon were no points. I'm going to assume since I'm using, or 1/2 tablespoon, I'm sorry. I'm going to assume since I'm using, oh my goodness, did you guys see those roll everywhere? I failed. Okay, I'm going to assume these are 0 points as well. I could be wrong. Oh my goodness, now I've got little balls all over the place. Do not spill them like I did. Okay, so that's what these look like. We're going to put those off to the side. I'm going to try to get a little bit of those wiped up. Okay, man, what a mess. Such a mess maker I am. And I got to check that recipe and see. All right, so here is our other ones. These are going to be our peanut butter chocolate chip. And this recipe, she recommends to put 2 tablespoons of the PB Fit in there. And this is when I'm going, where's my other tablespoons? I will use another set of tablespoons that I have. They're not my favorite. They are Pampered Chef as well. They're the adjustable ones, but I just like the spoons better themselves. Okay, so we've got that mixed up. And we're going to go ahead and do our PB Fit or peanut butter powder. Open that up so you guys can see it. It does have a scoop in there, but I don't have any clue how much it is. Oh, it's because it didn't come with it. It's one of the scoops that we had in our drawer. So we're going to do 2 tablespoons. Let me get a little knife so we can make this somewhat accurate. So there's 1 and 2. We're going to do 2 into each of them. 1 and 2. I don't know about you guys. I absolutely love peanut butter. I love the PB2. I love the PB Fit. I like the chocolate peanut butter one they have as well, which would probably be delicious in these oats too. So let's stir that peanut butter powder up. And I know the peanut butter powder is going to be adding some points to it, but it's going to be well worth it. Peanut butter is worth it, right guys? Peanut butter. She also has a peanut butter and jelly one. You guys, if you like peanut butter and jelly, you do this and then you just add some sugar-free jelly on top. I thought about it, but I don't have any sugar-free jelly. So, you know, I'm not going there. So I'm going to use 1/2 serving. I'm going to use 15 chips. I think you can actually use a little bit more and have the same point value. But with the semi-sweet ones, in my previous ones, I found that these were perfect. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. And you know I got to taste this spoon too, right? Oh, yeah. That's going to be delicious. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. Now you guys know I can in fact count even on the camera. It's like when I'm doing my budgeting videos. Okay, chocolate peanut butter overnight oats. We're going to go ahead and seal those up. And you can use any size jars that you have. I know that when she makes hers on her channel, she uses the smaller jars. I liked adding a little bit more almond milk to mine. And just so you guys know, I just had mine cold. Yeah, that yellow color is freaking me out a little bit. Ha! Look at, I kind of shook it. Can you guys see all the rainbow stuff coming down? We'll see how that worked out. And of course, 1 teaspoon is a lot, so your girl here probably misread it. All right, guys. Well, thanks for coming along with me today to make a couple recipes. I will let you guys know what the point values are on these. And the soup, just so you guys know, I was pleasantly surprised that it is quite Weight Watchers friendly. So I will see you guys for the next Cook With Me, probably sometime next week. All right, guys. Bye. Have an amazing day.